Hello and welcome to the Overseas Property Show.
We've come to Florida and South Carolina, two of the top tourist destinations in the US.
And later in the show we get a taste for the Caribbean as we head to Antigua. For some, the subprime mortgage meltdown that has sent volatility across the global equity markets might put people off looking at property in the US. But for others, it's an opportunity to buy in. Right now, it's a buyer's market and the developers are offering some excellent deals. Add to this the value of the weak dollar, and you could pick up yourself a bargain on a piece of overseas property. Our first stop is the tourist mecca of Orlando, Florida, where I take a look at some condos close to the action with some excellent on-site facilities, as well as some Victorian-style detached villas on the Providence Golf Resort, starting at just over €300,000.
And I'll be in my element in Universal Studios. I'll also take to the skies in more ways than one as I try out skydiving with a difference and visit Kennedy Space Centre. Orlando is easily reachable by Aer Lingus from Dublin. There are direct flights every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. The flight time is long, however, taking 9 hours to get there. Prices start from €199 each way. Orlando is situated in a subtropic climate zone, giving it year-round sunshine. Average summer temperatures are in the mid-30s, with winter being late teens to early 20s. A trip to Florida isn't complete without a visit to Universal Orlando. There are two main theme parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Within the Islands of Adventure you have 5 islands on 110 acres, bringing you Jurassic Park, Toon Lagoon and Marvel's Superhero Island, to name just a few. I feel like such a big kid in a Toy Story here, with so many attractions to choose from. I'm not quite sure where to start. Now behind me is the Incredible Hulk, which is the #1 steel coaster in the US and probably the most popular one here. There are height restrictions on some of the rides, so do bear that in mind. The cost for 3 days is €83 for adults and €75 for children, or you can buy a flexi ticket for 2 weeks at €145 for adults and €120 for children. The advantage of this is that it will also give you access to Wet n Wild, which is right next to Universal Orlando. Now for kids of all ages, this is the Seuss Landing. So if it's Cat in the Hat you want, or let me pronounce this properly, the High in the Sky Seuss trolley train ride, here is where to go. Everybody has dreamt about being in the movies at some point. So if you want to battle cyborgs, help Spider-Man soar through the sky, or be in the middle of a tornado, you have got to check this place out. Between the two theme parks, the children will want to spend their entire holiday here, but because a lot of the attractions are geared towards adults, they will also have a hard time leaving. I'd recommend giving it at least 2 days.
Just off the Interstate 4 in Orlando is Toscana. Now this is a Mediterranean-style complex of garden-set condominiums, but it's its location and its facilities that set it out from the rest. The condominiums feel a lot like a hotel suite in their layout and style, which is one of elegance compared to the type of contemporary styles we see commonly used in Europe today. These properties have large, open floor plans and a high standard of quality with plenty of detail throughout. The condominiums or apartments all come fully fitted, as do the kitchens, and this bar-style counter is typical American style, allowing the person in the kitchen to actively socialise at the same time. The kitchens and the bathrooms all come with tiled floors and marble worktops. There are 2 types of condominium. The 2 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, like the one we're in at the moment, is about 1,040 square feet. The other type being the 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, which is about 1,160 square feet. The picturesque community is centred around this beautifully appointed clubhouse, and it's here you'll find most of the facilities as well as most of the activities too. Let me show you the pool. Just behind the clubhouse is the main pool area. Now this place is essential no matter what time of the year you're here because of the year-round heat. Now it's very family orientated and it's divided up to have a toddler's area so you can keep your little ones cool as well as safe. After a bubbly massage in the jacuzzi, you could catch a few rays on one of the loungers or even sip a cocktail from the bar. Perhaps have a snooze or even a cuddle in one of the cozy cabanas. Additional facilities within the clubhouse complex includes a fully equipped fitness centre and a large 35-seat state-of-the-art theatre so you can work out, relax and rejuvenate. Toscana also offers a rental management service. The properties can be booked online so you can keep an eye on your investments, usage and revenue. Toscana presents a good lifestyle investment choice with something to offer all the family.
If you've ever wondered what it's like to fly, then you have got to check this place out. I'm at Skyventure, where in 1 hour you're going to get hands-on training and do a skydive without a parachute.
Skyventure is an attraction all on its own and is situated across the highway from the Universal theme park. When you're in this tunnel, you're hit with winds at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour and are literally free-falling. I've done the real thing and this matches up no problem. Starting at €50 after your hands-on training, you will have 2 rotations of 1 minute in the chamber, and anyone from 3 years up can do it. Even Andrew gave it a go, but he was no match for this guy. Part of the package includes a DVD, so you can show off to all your friends when you get home.
If you've got a slightly bigger family or you like your space, then Victoria Woods on the Providence Golf Course Resort also presents another lifestyle investment for all the family. Victoria Woods is about 30 minutes from Orlando International Airport, 25 minutes from Universal Studios and 15 minutes from Disney. Providence is a master planned secure community with limited access that is controlled by a manned gatehouse. It incorporates a golf course, a clubhouse, fitness centre, tennis courts and aquatic centre. There is a charge, but a reduced membership fees are available for residents. Victoria Woods, as the name suggests, are Victorian colonial style properties. There's 6 different architectural types available, and here's a little insight to what you can expect. Inside features include the high vaulted ceilings and mezzanine balconies, open plan layouts downstairs, and of course the famous American oversized kitchens. The bedroom layouts vary depending on your design choice, of course, but generally speaking there's 2 huge master bedrooms, both with ensuite and walk-in wardrobe, with an additional 1 or 2 bedrooms. Each of the houses comes with its own private swimming pool, and for a little bit extra you'll get the jacuzzi or the spa. Now, since half the bugs in the Northern Hemisphere live in Florida, they've developed this protective netting system which will keep the sunshine in, but all the creepy crawlies out. In terms of what you get for your money, Victoria Woods is probably a very good lifestyle investment. You're getting a detached family villa. There's enough things to do to entertain you and your family probably for the rest of your lives. You've also got excellent rental potential, and all for less than €500,000. The exterior wood effect on these properties, which mimics the traditional style, is actually called hardy board siding and is made of cement, reducing the maintenance of the property compared to the standard stucco build commonly used here in Florida. I love the various designs of these villas as they're spacious, interesting and have a real storybook feel to them, which would add to any family experience which is already exciting in Orlando.
Every year, millions of visitors make the 45-minute journey to NASA's famous launch headquarters. Here you can take a mission to Mars, walk among rockets, explore giant launch pads, or take a full-day simulation experience to see firsthand what astronauts go through.
The accomplishments of the Apollo Moon program return to life in the Apollo Saturn V exhibit. The Space Center houses 2 IMAX screens, one showing footage shot by astronauts during actual missions, while the other is a 3D space simulation narrated by none other than Tom Cruise. And if you're lucky or time it right, you may get to see a real shuttle launch. The entry charge is €26 for adults and €19 for children. That will also include the Astronaut Hall of Fame and interactive space flight simulators, and is valid for 2 days.
There's also plenty of second-hand homes to choose from in Florida. Since taxation rates vary a lot less between new and second-hand property, unlike stamp duty in Ireland, second-hand homes can present some great propositions too. A detached luxury villa of about 3,000 square feet, such as this one, will cost you in the region of $625,000. That's about €425,000 at current exchange rates. This 7-bed detached villa comes with 2 master bedrooms, 5 bathrooms and a private pool with jacuzzi. To give you an insight into rental yields and tax implications of buying in Florida, we talked to local property agent Al Heath. So I've bought my property over here. I'm thinking of renting it out. What kind of yield can I expect over here?
You can expect anywhere from a 4 to 9% yield depending on location, quality of product and your buying experience.
So a few years down the line I decide to sell my property. What's going to be the tax on my profit?
Capital gains laws in the states are pretty set. It's 15% federal and then around 4% state, so a little less than 20%.
And that's around, well, we've got obviously the dual taxation agreement between Ireland and America. We've 20% capital gain, so in effect really you've nothing to pay when you get back to Ireland.
Nothing to pay at all.
Straight into the pocket.
Straight into the pocket, and hopefully there'll be a lot there.
Great stuff. Stay with us after the break as we head to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, where I take a look at what you can get for less than €150,000.
Welcome back to the Overseas Property Show and Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Getting there from Ireland at the moment involves a stopover, usually in Atlanta. Delta Airways fly daily with the actual flying time taking 11 hours. So depending on the time allocated to the stopover, expect the journey to take up the entire day.
Myrtle Beach has numerous attractions for all ages, be it the Carolina Opry, Magic Quest, water parks or this Ripley's Aquarium, which is the most visited attraction in South Carolina. There are hourly dive shows, a Ray Bay state-of-the-art discovery centre, and this, a walk through the shark tank. They are literally swimming all around you. Awesome.
You're more than welcome to get up close to some of the sea creatures. In fact, you're encouraged, but some are a little more placid than others. The entrance fee is €13 for adults, 3 for children under 4 years and 7 for children under 12. Give yourself at least a half a day here. There's plenty to see and do.
Founded in the hotbed of music culture and regarded as one of the best music venues in the country, this is the famous House of Blues. Now we're at the Sunday Gospel Brunch where I'm ready to belt out my hallelujahs as we speak. But if that's not your thing, you can come down here any night of the week and catch an artist. And it's not just blues. You've got anybody from Mandy Moore to Billy Bob Thornton playing here.
Our featured development for South Carolina is Biltmore Lakes, which are 2 and 3 bedroom condos. Now that's apartments to most of us back home, and as you can see, it's not quite ready yet, but here's one they made earlier. This previous development by the same builder will have essentially the same design footprint and layout that Biltmore Lakes will have, the only difference being that the facade is slightly different on this one. The Biltmore Lakes development will comprise of 710 condominiums. It's located in the expanding suburb of Horry County, Myrtle Beach. The site is set amongst scenery overlooking the Colonial Charters Golf Club. In keeping with the current market demands for nature and lakeside views, a number of lakes will be built around the development with pine trees surrounding the golf course. Inside, the design and the layout will be the same. However, in Biltmore Lakes they're going for a different finish. Thank God, because I'm no great fan of this one. They're going for a more European, clean-lined, contemporary look, they say. Things such as granite worktops, recessed lighting, the kind of things we're used to back home in Ireland at the moment. Now, as you can see, these are very big apartments. 1,400 square feet for the 3-bed. That's the same as a small 3-bedroom semi back in Ireland. And still a large 1,200 square feet for the 2-bed. Now the only differences between the two apartments is essentially the extra room on the back of the apartment. So take the third bedroom off and you have the layout for the 2-bedroom apartment. Now both styles of apartments come with the master bedroom, which has this wonderful walk-in wardrobes for hanging up those dresses, ladies, and of course your master suite with 2 basins, so there'll be no fighting.
Together they say, breath renewed.
As with most property in the US, these are timber frame construction. Now historically in Ireland we've been obsessed with concrete. The lifespan on these, however, is about 200 years. In fact, they guarantee the roof on them for 40 years. But the most important thing is, if you're anyway green, the carbon footprint on one of these is negligible compared to its concrete cousin.
We're not alone.
There's been strong demand for the property, but with 710 condominiums to be built on site, you can still get in on the act.
Shopping, shopping, shopping. You got to love this country for shopping. Within 20 minutes of the development, you have about 5 huge malls. And the way the dollar is at the moment, I am going to enjoy this.
And after all that retail therapy, it's time for some food. There's no shortage of restaurants in the Myrtle Beach area, and although America is renowned for its fast food chains, it's not all chips and burgers here.
Now personally, I love Japanese, and I hear Yamata here, the entertainment is not just in eating the food, but in the preparation.
Often regarded as the golf capital of the world, Myrtle Beach has over 100 courses, many of which are signature, designed by the likes of Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman. Golf Digest has even placed 10 of them in its top 100 in the US, and a certain Tiger Woods regards the area as the golf mecca. But if golf is not for you, there is always the beach, where year-round you'll find surfers out there honing their skills. Of course, in summer the place comes alive, and there are endless amounts of water activities for all levels of enthusiasts.
Now we head a little further south to the Caribbean Sea and to the island of Antigua. Enjoying a new period of foreign investment, the Antiguan property market is certainly heating up.
The route we took was from Dublin to London Gatwick, and then a 7-hour flight to Antigua. XL Airways fly Gatwick to Antigua every Monday, with prices starting from €200 each way. The island has a tropical climate with low humidity. The hot season is between May and November, with average temperatures of 30 degrees in summer and 21 in winter.
The once dowdy Antigua now attracts some of the world's super rich, like Giorgio Armani, Richard Branson, Timothy Dalton and Eric Clapton, making this Caribbean gem into a now chic holiday spot. But more importantly is that Antigua so far has been left out of the building boom experienced in the rest of the Caribbean, despite some local hotel construction in the 1980s. However, a significant amount of construction is now underway, with developers starting to move in. House prices have thus been on the rise, with some of the highest gains in Jolly Harbour Beach on Antigua's beautiful west coast, where prices have risen 4-fold over the last 2 years.
Antigua's 95-mile coastline has 365 beaches, so basically that's one for every day of the year. Now, I don't think I've ever seen sand so white, and the water is just amazing. It's so light blue. And it's here that you can indulge in every water sport activity imaginable, from windsurfing and kayaking to jet skis and kite surfing. Now this is the capital of the island, St. John's Harbour, where all the cruise ships come in, and it's from here that you'll take a lot of your day tours. Here at Jolly Harbour you have a first-class marina with berths for about 150 yachts, and if you're lucky enough to be here during sailing week in the last week of April, you are in for a real treat.
Jolly Harbour is 40 minutes by car from the international airport on the southwest part of the island. At the harbour you have all the amenities available to you in a setting that is tranquil and relaxed. There's fine restaurants, boutiques, shops and a supermarket, even a golf course and a gym. But if you're after something a bit more lively, come down at night for the casino and the local bars.
As sites in the Jolly Harbour location are hard to come by, there has been a move by some developers to buy up and renovate properties in the better locations. One such company is Dublin Developments, who have 3-bedroomed and 2-bedroom houses for sale. Originally built in 1995, the properties have been completely renovated and finished to a high standard, consisting of fully fitted kitchens and an open-plan living and dining area on the ground floor. The upper levels have 2 generous-sized double bedrooms with built-in wardrobes, and the master bedroom has a sliding patio door leading onto a spacious private balcony where you can avail of the cooling trade winds. Each property is landscaped with a small private driveway to the front. If you fancy building your own property, La Perla offers sites for sale in and around the Jolly Harbour area. Harbour Island is comprised of 132 residential plots in a waterfront community at the heart of Jolly Harbour. The peninsula of Reed's Point has 21 hillside and 10 waterfront plots. There are a number of house designs you can choose from. You will need a project manager to assist you through the building process and to supervise the project. Unless you have a lot of time on your hands and decide to live in Antigua while the property is being built, you will probably find the building option a big challenge, but the rewards of building your own home can be hugely satisfying.
If you do want your own transport on the island, I'd advise you to take a Jeep because the roads still have a little bit of work to be done. It's pretty much the same price as a car, plus they drive on the left-hand side, so it's all good. Now, the only thing is you can't get fully comprehensive insurance here, so do give it a good check before you take it away. But as they say on the island, don't worry, aight? About 20 minutes away from Jolly Harbour, you've got this, the Antigua rainforest. Now here you can take a canopy tour comprising of about 21 elements. Now it's open every day and caters for all ages. So here we go. Ready? Yahoo! Brilliant. That is awesome, you have got to do that.
Situated on a 40-acre site on Antigua's secluded east coast and scheduled for completion this year, Nonsuch Bay Resort has direct beach access, waterfront and breathtaking ocean views. Nonsuch Bay is just 20 minutes from English Harbour and 25 minutes from the airport. On-site facilities will include a clubhouse, fine dining restaurant, private moorings, tennis courts and communal pools. Yields are at around 6.2% for residential property in Antigua. Rents are predominantly seasonal, but this figure is calculated on long-term rentals. Add to this the high transaction costs on property, and you really want to be using your property out here for personal use to get any sort of value from it. Having said that, there's not many places I'd rather spend my spare time anywhere in the world. I just love this place.
So in terms of the 3 locations we've seen this show, how would you sum them up?
Well, I'd have to say Caribbean for me, the beaches were pretty spectacular. I mean, out of this world. And I love the laid-back lifestyle and attitude, but I don't know if I could live there all year round.
In terms of family locations, though, the US locations were awesome. Things to do, cost of living once you're there. You know, and when you look at the price, we look at the price in Myrtle Beach or even in Florida, what you get for your money at the moment, the way the dollar is, you know, and you compare it to stuff around Europe, you're getting a good buy.
For more information on any of the properties or locations featured, you can visit the programme website www.propertytv.eu or call save 1850 739 739. Calls will cost you only 8 cents.